This is Football Manager 2026 and it kinda sucks. Unfortunately, there aren't any other alternatives to try out. Or are there? What if there was another Football Manager game that's actually good and the only reason no one knows about it is because it's not a PC game? The App Store is littered with hundreds of football management games. Most are just cash grabs, but somewhere in all that trash, there has to be a gem. I have selected the 5 highest rated football management games on the App Store, and I'll be playing all of them to find out once and for all what is the best mobile football management game. We'll start off with FM26 Mobile. Now this game isn't technically free since you need a Netflix subscription to play, but I use my sister's Netflix so it's free for me. In this game, I realized you had a World Cup mode, so the target is to try and win the World Cup. I tried to win with my country, but we couldn't even make it out of group stage. Let's try out England. They have a pretty strong team and we should stand a chance. With England, we breezed through the group stage quite easily, winning all our matches. We beat Argentina in the next round thanks to a Harry Kane hat-trick. Then we beat Morocco and Germany to advance to the semi-final, where we met Portugal. It was a very difficult match and we only won because Ruben Diaz scored an own goal in the second half. Then to make matters worse, Harry Kane somehow got injured in the 90th minute. He's our top scorer and best player, so losing him for the final is going to be a hard blow. I don't know how, but Egypt managed to make it all the way to the semi-final after we beat them in the group stage. Unfortunately, they couldn't defeat Brazil, and so we have a final against the record world champions. The bookies have us as favourites going into this match, which is good news, I guess. We got here because of an own goal, so I'll take that with a pinch of salt. The game doesn't have a 3D engine, and so this is how the matches play out. The match didn't start well. We conceded early on in the first half after this strike from Vini. Second half is coming up, and all we need is a goal to start believing again. Yeah, we lost. Overall, I'd say FM26 is probably the most realistic football manager sim I've played so far. It has lots of licenses, including some women's leagues even. The only issue, if you ask me, is the lack of a 3D engine. Get a 3D engine and you get a last star. 4 stars. Football Club Champions. This is probably the most confusing game of the lot. It's a new game by Sega and Sports Interactive, the creators of Football Manager. It has cutscenes, like a lot of them. It has a bunch of other game modes, but I tried the career mode option and the best league I could play in was the English Championship. So I picked Leicester City and set off in a league campaign. The target is to gain promotion to the English Premier League. I don't know how, but I have Haaland and Messi in my team. They just randomly gave them to me. I'm not going to say no to that though. We started off in a league campaign and everything was going great until it wasn't. We got knocked out of the FA Cup by Fulham, but we are still top of the table, so it's not all bad. Let's see how the rest of the season goes. The season isn't over yet, but if we win our match against Hull City, we automatically win the league. I thought it was going to be a simple smash and grab, but Hull City actually decided to put up a challenge. We only managed to win thanks to a late goal by Messi, and just like that we have completed our objective of gaining promotion and also won our first trophy along the way. I was trying to screen record the trophy lift, but I mistakenly skipped it, sorry. That's okay, I'm sure we'll win more trophies along the way. I really like the 3D engine on this game. It's a lot better than you'd expect from a mobile game. Unfortunately, the game itself isn't very good. It's not enjoyable, it gives you just so much to deal with. Top 11 BS Soccer Manager. This is actually the first football management game I ever played. My kid brother and I downloaded it thinking it was a football game like DLS and FIFA Mobile. We spent hours waiting for it to download on our laggy internet, and so you can imagine the feeling of betrayal when we finally downloaded it and found out we don't even get to control the players. Unlike the other two, it's a multiplayer game where you play against other players from around the world in various leagues and cup competitions. You don't get to use licensed players and teams. The game instead randomly generates you a bunch of players with names that they think are common in your country, and so I ended up with a defender that had the same name as me. Unfortunately, he's a bench warmer. To get into the league, you have to win 5 matches against the AI, which I breezed through quite easily, meaning I was headed for the big leagues. In the main game, you compete in the league against 13 other real human beings, while also playing in a cup. The matches are scheduled, and you can make preparations before match day. The season lasts around 28 days, which is quite long, so for this game, the target is to win a match against a human. Unfortunately, I was late to set up my squad and tactics, and it was already kickoff time, so I had to play my first match with a default squad against a team that was 62 rated. Mine is only 55. We somehow managed to grab the first goal of the game, but I still wasn't sure. I tried to change the tactics, then we scored a second goal before I could finish, so you know what they say, if it's not broke, don't fix it. I left the team as it was. We had the pressure on us for much of the second half, but our defense remained solid, and we ended up winning by 2 goals. Overall, I'd say the concept for top 11 is a very original one. The tactics and gameplay as a whole are also very detailed. Then there's the 3D engine, which is literally the best of any football game on mobile, even better than the likes of FC Mobile and DLS. Remember what I said about wanting a game like Top 11 except with real teams and players? Well, OSM might be the closest to that. In OSM, you manage a team against other managers IRL. You get to pick a team with licensed players, which is really cool. You then enter a league against other players, and the season lasts about 41 days, which I obviously can't wait for. As a lifelong Man United fan, I went to work right away, switching from that 5-back formation. Then I put Kobbie Mainoo in the midfield, and it was time for my first match. As fate would have it, the first game of the season was against this Man City fan, and so the target is to win the Manchester Derby and prove that Manchester is indeed red. Since this game doesn't have a 3D engine, this is how the matches play out. It's kinda goofy, but I think it's intentional. The game just sets out to be goofy. Anyways, we kept the pressure on City throughout the match and ended up absolutely destroying them by 4 goals to 1. Honestly, I think I might just be a natural at this whole Football Manager thing. SM26. It's one of the more popular mobile Football Manager games out there, and for good reason. It has basically everything you would expect of a Football Manager game. The leagues, the clubs, the trophies, and even licensed players. For this game, the challenge is to win a trophy with a mid-table team. It can be any trophy at all, and so I decided to go with Crystal Palace. They are one of the stronger mid-table teams out there. Plus, they won the FA Cup last year, meaning they'll be competing in the Community Shield against Liverpool very early on in the season. If I win that match, I get a trophy, but that isn't going to be easy, as Liverpool have one of the best teams in the entire game, whilst my best attacker is Philippe Mateta. I was looking to strengthen my defense and midfield, and so when I got an offer for Asamoah in, I just had to take it. Then I sold a couple bench players, and with the money I got, I acquired a new centre back and a more experienced midfielder. I then tried to play some preseason matches to build confidence, but the results weren't very confidence building. I tuned my tactics out a bit, kept the back 3, moved the wing backs forward to play as wingers. I tried my team against Liverpool in a friendly, and Isak scored twice to give them a win against us, just days before the final. I didn't really have high hopes, and if I couldn't win, then my only chance would be the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup. This is the team I put up against Liverpool, and the only good player in mine is a 90 rated Gehi. I don't have very high hopes, if I'm being honest. I mean, they just beat us by 2 goals, and we've been shit throughout the preseason. Let's just see how it goes. We started the match pretty well. Jeremy Pino scored our first goal. Mateta scored the second, then Pino again for the third, and then in the second half he completed a hat-trick. We won by 4 goals to 1, and we got to leave the trophy this time. I didn't skip. I don't know how, but we actually did it. After losing the World Cup earlier, it kinda feels nice to win an actual trophy, even if it's the Community Shield.